everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to learn a little bit about understanding light and shadow, and I'm going to do that through drawing a circle and changing it into a sphere. I'm using this paper, and this is from Strathmore, and I'm going to just put it on my surface, my work surface, and I'm going to stick it with a tape. This is done so that you avoid having the paper move while you're working. You don't want the paper to move while you're working, and make sure your work surface is clean. Please ignore those black marks. I mean, those are just black marks. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a tape, a regular tape, and stick the sides like that on my work surface, just nice and clean like that. And I will go ahead and start by using this regular mechanical pencil from a regular bookstore, and it has a 2B lead in it. I'm going to start by drawing a circle. Now, if you have difficulty drawing a circle, you can definitely use something to assist you. I'm just going to use my hands, and in a regular circular motion, I'm just going to draw a rough circle and clear out the edges as I draw. Make sure you draw in a very light lines, barely visible. For the purpose of this video, the lines that I'm drawing is a little bit dark. I keep clearing the edges and adding more lines, more strokes where needed. Just like that, keep adding or erasing as you go along. After I'm done with my circle, I need to define the light source. So my light source is the upper left corner, and the light that's coming on the surface is bouncing back at the circle, and that is the reflected light. The part over here is going to be away from the light, so it's going to be the darkest, and it's going to be the darkest of all the shades. So this is the core shadow. The part that's closest to the light is obviously the lightest, and we're not going to be adding a lot of details over there. The part over here where the light is bouncing back from the surface is going to be the reflected light. Now this light definition, or this different shades and shadows and lights, all depends on how big or how small your light source is. I'm going to go ahead and start by using the general strokes, back and forth, and I'm going to start from the bottom and make my way upwards. Make sure your strokes are as close to each other as possible. You need to practice this a little bit before doing your actual artwork. You may notice that the strokes are very flat and straight, and the circle looks very flat. It doesn't look like a sphere at all. Don't worry, we'll work on that. But first, I'm going to use a blending stump, and I'm going to blend all the graphite over here. You could alternatively use a cotton, a tissue, or if nothing else, you could just use your finger. I wouldn't recommend using your fingers though, because the oils on your fingertips can damage your artwork. But if you're a beginner, then why not? After I'm done blending the graphite all over, I'm going to curve the edges a little bit, just like that, to give the illusion of a sphere. You may have noticed that I just shade in every single part. This is because this is the base shade, and I'm not paying attention to the details at the moment. Now I'm going to use an 8B pencil, which is the darkest, I'm using Faber-Castell pencils, which I find more convenient than the others. And I'm going to darken the core shadow like that. And now I'm going to be drawing curved strokes instead of keeping the stroke straight. I'm using a blending stamp again to blend the dark colors with the light and everything else, make it come together. Again, there are no hard and fast rules on what exactly should you put where. It doesn't matter. As long as you have the picture in your head and you want to bring it to paper, it all depends on your creativity. As you may notice now that the curves that I'm using, the lines that I'm making are curved and not straight. This gives more depth and more, it kind of brings out the sphere that I'm having in my head, that I want to bring it to life on paper. Now I'm going to go ahead and draw the shadow that is called the cast shadow. That is the shadow that is the opposite side of the light. Since my light source is from the upper left, my cast shadow is going to be on the opposite side. And it's going to be darker where it's closer to the object. I'm going to use a kneaded eraser to bring out the highlights in this sphere. You can see that it's coming together now. I'm going to erase a little bit of graphite from the reflected light part on both sides. Kneaded erasers are very handy tools. Every artist should have them. I'm going to just take off some graphite from here because there is no sharp, variation when you want the light to gradually fade. So in order to get that effect, I'm going to take off some graphite and then blend it in like that upwards and keep going lighter as I'm moving to the light source. I'm going to add some more details in the cast shadow. The part that is closer to the object is definitely darker than the rest of the shadow. Now I'm just going to add some final touches. This video is a very good explanation of understanding light and shadow, and that is the core of shading. You should always understand where your light is coming from, where is it being reflected, which part is the closest to the light, which part is not affected by light at all. I'm just adding some more final touches here and there, but overall, the sphere looks pretty good to me. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and please make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit the bell button. Like I said, there are no hard and fast rules as to where should you do what. It all comes down to the picture that you have in your head that you want to bring to life. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. See ya!